beautiful life. This is Chris Summerfield TV Media production worldwide. Don't forget to subscribe, friend and share. Love Summertime TV worldwide on YouTube. In June 2021, I had 30,000 subscribers and a million hits on one video alone, so it's well worth being in touch. Let's friend share the world. By being out good and very quiet, I see, and very, very active. I'm always out and about, or have been always out and about until the lockdown. I've been in touch with and seen people from all walks of life, so I've got a bigger picture of what's going on socially, so it makes me question things at every level. Then I worked as a VIP driver for NATO for 3 years. I wasn't suited to the job at all because from mountain rescue, where you are more or less a free spirit, I went to a regime of 4-star generals where people were telling each other how to behave and what to do all the time, and it's all about backstabbing each other and undermining each other at banquets in the evening. So I got switched on to global politics then and the way people behave, and then coming to Plymouth just showed me that to the extreme. So my work has always been about respecting and understanding people for who they are, because in my early life I had to be something for other people and not being myself, and so I do have issues when people well, I've always stood up for bullies against the more vulnerable and the people that are hardest done to. Even when as a schoolboy I was doing that, and it's in my nature. So I suffer the consequences no matter what happens by standing up against thugs and bullies in any organisation that are a threat to the well-being of other people in society. I did notice in Europe, in general, people are a lot more friendlier and more willing to talk to each other, and in the UK people are a lot more standoffish. They certainly were before COVID, but since COVID people are getting out and they're talking and passing the time of day with each other like Europeans, which is what they should be doing. And it's quite interesting really, since Brexit has caused so much chaos, all our directions now are European, like the football and Eurovision and things like that. So I don't understand the mentality of Brexit at all, to be honest, because it's just made us very insecure, and it's taken the country back 50 to 60 years at least, because we're going to have problems with all sorts of things. And it also, when you put up boundaries, you also create friction, because it's the tribal mentality. If you especially in Britain, where it's all like a football culture brain set, plays into racism, sexism, which you're seeing in football anyway, and people just don't seem to get that, or don't want to in the UK, because the tribal elements like Mr Farage and his idiotic friends that are just troublemakers have taken the country. And when you look at the British analogue television at the moment, all it is people attacking each other and being abusive to each other. It's not very good television at all. It's not good messages being sent out to the structure of society in the UK. Nice little robin there. Probably can't see him on the GoPro. Did Branson's boat, Virgin Atlantic too. It's good to see it there. To me that's very poetic. I love adventure and people that defy the odds and can make it a high success of themselves, and Richard Branson was one of them. He was in the right place at the wrong time with his media industry, and it just set off with producing records and importing and exporting records into Europe, bending the rules. And you have to bend the rules in the UK to achieve anything in life. So even the people at the top end do that at every level. So it just shows. And now Richard Branson's was knighted. So Richard Branson, well done to him. So there you are. That's the record I was on about. In the past, I've recorded people. In there, and it's just falling to pieces now. So another 5-10 years, there won't be anything left of it, don't think. And Who Lake's just over the back there. So much friendlier now. It's really good. The thing is, if I was a crook in Plymouth, I'd probably be highly successful if I had the right contacts. It's because I question myself at every level that I've not been earning any money at all, and doors have gone up against me for no reason, because I'm not into politics. I'm just doing what I'm all about, which is recording life. So just to the left here you've got the sewage works, nothing to sniff up there. And to the right you've got the estuary, and then the Virgin Atlantic is just over the back there. I've seen it in the moorings lifted on the jacks at Mountbatten a few months ago, and they were changing the engines or repairing the engines, which is really interesting to look at. So see Virgin Atlantic 2 peeping through the bushes now. It's just around the back there, but you can't get in because he's blocking it off. Can't blame him really, stopping people from getting into his land. One of the things I've done over the last few years is going to Europe, going up into the Alps and hiking solo around the Alps, dropping down to Marseille. I just love to get out and be away from the system and the people, so it's really good. So we come around the back of Who Lake and we're not too far from Jennycliff now. There's a great big hill over the back there. When we get to the top of that hill, that's Jennycliff. Oh. One thing about this weekend is all these high-powered people who come to Cornwall, and they're going to think that the UK is a really nice and warm country to come to. And when they see the Cornish people as well, they probably think even more so. They're getting sea shanties tonight, I think, which is Sunday night. So it's all good. And so there's Virgin Atlantic again, if you can just see it on the GoPro on the wide angle, which is a very narrow distant lens. Just over to the right is Turn Chapel, but I did that on another video on Love Summertime TV International Worldwide, so you can find it there. Gracious me. Had a brother like any other. Was intercepted and then suspected. We knew I could do what I could do. Look at that catamaran. God, there's money around somewhere. That's the old railway bridge that used to take the cargo across onto the disused railway line. Look at that little white town. You can't see it, but you can hear it on the edge of the boat there. So the cargo used to offload here and then go along the disused railway line, which we've already been along. I don't understand why they make such a big deal of pop culture when you see how zombified people get from drinking. What I do know is the money that's made out of it. The economy would probably collapse if they didn't have pubs.
Tickets should be on sale if you're on their Facebook page.
Oh, thank you, lads. Cheers, Colin.
So just over the back of that hill you've got a firing range, or used to be a firing range, I don't know if it still is or not, and also a golf club which has great panoramic views of Plymouth. So when I get to the top, sit in the sun, and now I'm back to Plymouth today because we're on holiday tomorrow. Windy at the moment, but just going to say over the last 30 years I've produced a tremendous body of work looking at other people and also helping to promote other people, and they don't seem to get it that those videos that I've used could be used to promote their businesses or help them, because some of them are struggling, like well, I won't mention any names, but some of them are struggling businesses, and if they use the videos then it helps to promote their businesses. So I've been working free as a canvas for my work for many years, and that was my time and financial investment by self-financing. So hopefully it'll snap into place. Everything is new because social media is only 16 years old, and it's revolutionised the way people think, interact and communicate with each other. And the press and the media industry before that was about misinformation and twisting information to keep the population under control, whilst the powers that be could behave the way they wanted to, which they still do to a certain extent, blatantly. This has been a Love Summertime TV production 2021. You can contact me at ccsvetter1@gmail.com. If you can help to support my work, you can PayPal me at ccsvetter1@gmail.com. Thanks for watching the video. It's a lifestyle thing. Be who you want to be.